Good morning to all. Good morning to everyone. Now today we are going to discuss about the lesson or topic reporting past incidents. Reporting past incidents. This chapter or topic comes under communication skills and life skills. Subject for third semester diploma students. So first we will learn objectives of this lesson or chapter, reporting past incidents. On completion of this lesson, you will be able to use past tense effectively while reporting past incident. Use past tense effectively while reporting past incidents. Generate vocabulary related to reporting of past incidents. Improve your speaking skills. Improve your speaking skills. So, outcomes or objectives of this lesson are on completion of this lesson, you will be able to use past tense effectively while reporting past incidents. Generate vocabulary related to reporting of past incidents. Improve your speaking skills. Improve your speaking skills. Come to this is incident reporting. Incident reporting. Reporting past incidents is necessary to maintain a safe and healthy environment by correcting situations that caused or could like cause damage. When an incident occurs, it is important to report the occurrence so that actions can be taken to make sure that a similar or more serious incident does not happen again. When an accident occurs, it is important to report the occurrence so that actions can be taken to make sure that a similar or more serious incident does not happen again. The key reason for reporting incident is to learn from them and, if possible, prevent their recurrence. Without a detailed analysis of incidents, we may fail to uncover the problems that are potential hazards. So what is the necessary to write a report on past incidents? Why we write? What is the reason for writing, reporting on past incidents? Because of, first of all, we find out the reasons for the incidents and what were the safety measures taken by that company or that situation, and how it was happened, what precautions we will take in future to avoid this type of incidents. That's why this is the importance for writing reporting on past incidents. Reporting past incidents is necessary to maintain a safe and healthy environment by correcting situations that caused or could likely cause damage. When an incident occurs, it is important to report the occurrence so that the actions can be taken to make sure that a similar or more serious incident does not happen again. The key reason for reporting incidents is to learn from them and, if possible, prevent their recurrence. Without a detailed analysis of incidents, we may fail to uncover the problems that are potential hazardous. Now, why is reporting necessary? Why is reporting necessary? Incident reporting is necessary for several reasons. Just we list out some of the reasons. Now we list out some of the reasons. Why is reporting necessary? incident reporting is necessary for several reasons, but at present we list out some of the important reasons. The first one is reporting enables the correction of the situation and helps prevent similar future occurrences. Reporting enables the correction of the situation to helps prevent similar future occurrences, means to protect, to do not repeat again. That is, the report help to do not repeat again that situation, that type of future occurrences. Enables us to reveal a happy occasions. Enables us to reveal the happy occasions. If you wish to claim compensation regarding past incident, the proper documentation is required. If you wish to claim if you wish to claim compensation regarding past incident, the proper documentation is required. So that is a reporting on past incident is necessary. For legislative purpose, certain incidents are to be reported immediately. For legislative purposes, certain incidents are to be reported immediately. If that incident belongs to the public, immediately the government is the responsibility to give the answer. So that type of situations, the reporting on the incident is immediately necessary. If, for example, very recently, day before yesterday, a fire in Vijayawada in the COVID care center, a electrical short circuit happened. So that belongs to the public. That incident belongs to so many. The victims of the coronavirus were joined in that building, which was run by a doctor that is called as an corona test care center. But unfortunately, nearly 8 to 9 members were dead in that incident. So for this purpose, that type of situations is come to that is belongs to the public. So in these cases, for legislative purposes, certain incidents are to be reported immediately. Means the government will frame certain policies on certain things. So that's why for legislative purposes, certain incidents are to be reported immediately. Accident that involved a major structural failure or collapse of a building, bridge, tower, crane, hoist, temporary construction, support system or excavation. Accident that involved a major structural failure or collapse of a building, bridge, tower, crane, hoist, temporary construction support system or excavation. So like this type of failures or collapse of a buildings, these also incident we heard. An incident that involved the major release of hazardous substances. An incident that involved the major release of hazardous substance. Very recently in Visakhapatnam, the LG Polymers company, there is a harmful gas leaked from the company. So this is called as a release of hazardous substance. Okay, with that harmful gas leak, so many harmful chemical gas leak, so many persons were dead. So this is an incident that involved in the major release of hazardous substance. Okay, this is necessary for writing report on past incident. Very recently, flight crash in Kerala, Cochin. So like that, you have to write report on past incident to prevent in similar future occurrences. So this is necessary for writing report on past incidents. Okay, now come to why should I report incidents? Why should I report incidents? It is extremely important to report incidents right away It is extremely important to report incidents right away, no matter how minor it may be. No matter how minor it may be, even if the loss is minor or if there is no initial loss and you feel it is not worth reporting, the incident must be documented. The incident must be documented. The reason for this is that minor injuries can worsen over time and become more of an issue or an ergonomic injury can become apparent several days or months after the initial cause. If this happens and there was no report of the incident, it may be difficult to go through the incident at later stage. Furthermore, reporting an incident right away will allow our corrective actions to be taken sooner, possibly preventing others from becoming victims as the event will still be fresh in your mind. When should I report incidents? When should I report incidents? It is extremely important to report incidents right away. It is extremely important, compulsory important, 100% obviously important to report incident in a right way. No matter how minor it may be, whether it is minor or major, but no matter minor it may be, even if the loss is minor, if there is no initial loss, if the loss is very less, minor, if no initial loss at all of an incident, but you feel it is not worth the reporting. If loss is very less, no initial loss, you feel it is not worth reporting. The incident must be documented, but the incident must be documented. The reason for this is that minor injuries can worsen over time and become more of an issue. This type of minor issues become a major issue in later course of time. If we feel this is a minor, need not to documentation, if we feel that is wrong. These minor issues may become in the future, it become a major issue, major incident. So that's why every incident must be documented, whether it is loss is very less or either no loss, that is not bother about you. You have to, you must be documented that incident, whether it is minor or major, if no loss is there also. The reason for this is that minor injuries can worsen over time and become more of an issue, or an ergonomic injury can become apparent several days or months after the initial cause. If this happens and there was no report of the incident, it may be difficult to go through the incident at later stage. Furthermore, reporting an incident right away will allow for corrective action to be taken sooner, possibly preventing others from becoming victims as the event will still be fresh in your mind, So generally, why we should writing report, where we should writing report, and what type of the vocabulary and what type of the grammar we use in the reporting on past incident. So generally we have 12 tenses. Generally we have 3 sentences. Out of 3 again broadly categorized into 12 tenses. Out of 12 tenses, we have to use here, we use only 6 tenses in reporting on past incidents. Any incident. Okay. What type of vocabulary we use and what type of the grammar we use in the reporting. Just we go through the tenses on reporting on past incident tenses. Come to the the tenses, the following 6 different tenses are used to describe about the past or to report the past. The first one is simple past. The first one is simple past. Second one is the past continuous. Third one is the present perfect. Fourth one is past perfect. The present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous. Means all the past 4 past tenses, and they just relevant to the past tenses. 2 tenses are there. Means connecting with the past tense, 2 tenses are there. One is present perfect, another one is present perfect continuous. Total 4 past tenses along with the 2 present tenses. One is present perfect, another one is present perfect continuous. Come to we discuss simply one by one about the just a simple structure and some examples. The first one is simple past tense. The first one is simple past tense. The simple past tense is used to talk about a completed action in a time before now. The simple past tense is used to talk about a completed action in a time before now. The simple past is the basic form of the past tense in English. The simple past is the basic form of past tense in English. The time of the action can be in the recent past or the distant past, and action duration is not important. Action duration is not important, but completion of the action is important. The time of action can be in the recent past or the distant past, and action duration is not important. You always use the simple past when you say when something happened, so it is associated with a certain past expressions. Means completed actions in the past comes under simple past tense. In this simple past tense, we use the structure is the positive sentence structure of simple past tense is subject plus verb to form plus object. Here subject means I, you, we, they, he, she, it. So we too. Come to the examples. I worked, I completed, they finished. Cyclone reached, an accident met, the railway met. She worked, he played. All these comes under simple past tense, means actions completed in the past tense. Come to the examples. I completed that work. You supported that party. He reached the bus station. I sometime walked home at lunchtime. The cyclone reached. Okay, like that. The winds spreaded. The rain came. Like that, these are also, it comes under simple past tense. Now here some more example. I often brought my lunch to school. Yesterday I arrived in New York. She finished her work at 7 o'clock. She played the piano when she was a child. Like this, these are the positive sentence of simple past tense. Now come to negative sentence structure of simple past tense. Negative. For the simple past tense, here you see in the simple past tense, V2 is there, no B forms is there, no B forms are there, no helping verb are also there. So that's why here verb only is there. That's why we use did not in negative sentence structure of simple past tense. Did not. While we use did not, we write V1 form only, object verb 1 form only. Okay. Whenever we use did or did not, do or do not, does or do not, we use only V1 form only. Come to the negative sentence structure of simple past tense. Subject plus did not plus object, that is infinite without to. Here subject means I, you, they, we, he, she, it. You, she, it. Comes here the examples. Some B B sentences also there. Some B sentences means For that, we have we have one more structure, that is subject place, was place, verb place, not place, object. Okay, this is subject. Come to examples. The bus arrived late. This is positive sentence. Is nothing but affirmative sentence. Affirmative sentence. Here, negative sentence, the bus did not arrive late. The room was clean. The room was not clean. The room was not clean. We climbed the mountain. We did not climb the mountain. We did not climb the mountain. They were helpful. They were not helpful. We did not climb the mountain. They were helpful. They were not helpful. Were not, was not. She went to a movie yesterday. Here no be form, no helping verb. So she did not go to a movie yesterday. This is negative sentence. And interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence means asking the question in the simple. So it is here the structure for the interrogative sentence for simple past tense. Did plus subject plus infinite without to. Did they play? Did they play? Now come to the past continuous. The past continuous describes actions or events in a time before. Now, which began in the past and is still going on at the time of speaking. In other words, it expresses an unfinished or incomplete action in the past. It can be used to describe a repeated action in the past. The past continuous of any verb is composed of two parts. The past tense of verb to be, was verb, and the base of the main verb plus verb ing form. It means the actions which were progress in the past is called as a past continuous. ఆ సమయంలో ఆ పని జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. గతంలో ఆ సమయంలో ఆ పని జరుగుతూ ఉంది. యాక్షన్స్ progress called as past continuous. Come to here positive sentence structure of the past continuous tense. We, you, they plus verb ing form plus object. I, he, she, it was plus verb ing form plus object. For example, for this, she was watching television. He was encouraging them. I was eating. They were playing. We were working in the garden all day. So she was watching television. For important earthquake news. He was encouraging the disaster management activities to help the cyclone hit areas. I was eating, they were playing. Like that, these are the reporting on past continuous. Come to negative sentence structure of past continuous. We, you, they, verb plus not plus verb ing form plus object. I, she, it plus was plus not plus verb ing form plus object. I, he, she, it. Examples for this one. So same like this, just add before the verb form in the positive sentence structure. She was not watching television. He was not encouraging them. I was not eating. They were not playing. We were working in the garden all the day. Come to interrogative sentence. Was plus verb plus was or were plus subject plus verb ing form. Was she reading? Is he going? Was she reading? Was she watching television? Were they going? Were we working in the garden all day? Like this, the questions starts with was or were in past continuous. Come to present perfect. The present perfect is used to indicate a link between the present and the past. The time of the action is before now, but not specified and we are often more interested in the result than in the action itself. The present perfect of any verb is composed of two elements: the appropriate form of the auxiliary verb to have one is present tense plus the past participle of the main verb. The past participle of a regular verb is base plus ed. Example: played, arrived, looked. So is simply we say present perfect tense, just completed actions. Just completed actions. In this tense we use verb in V3 form, that is called as a past participle. Come to the structure of the present perfect tense. I, you, we, they plus have plus verb 3 form plus object. I, you, we, they. He, she, it plus has plus verb 3 form plus object. He, she, it verb 3 form plus object. Come to examples. I have developed that project. I have developed that project. He has finished that work. He has finished that work. Now come to negative sentence structure of the present perfect. Just add not after be forms in the positive sentence of present perfect tense. Means after be form means have, has. So that is, I have not completed the project. He has not finished that work. He has not finished that work. Now come to interrogative sentences. The be forms always starts with first interrogative sentence structure: has or have or has plus subject plus past participle. Has she visited? Have I completed the work? Has he finished that work? Like that. These are the interrogative sentences structure. Further, here interrogative negative structures also there. Just you have add has not or have not plus subject plus past participle. Have not, has not. Now come to present perfect continuous. The present perfect continuous is to refer to an action unspecified time between before now and now. The present perfect continuous is used to refer to an action unspecified time between before now and now. The speaker is thinking about something that started but perhaps did not finish in that period of time. He or she is interested in the process as well as the result, and this process may still be going on. May have just finished. The present perfect continuous is made up of two elements: the present perfect of the verb to be, have or has been, and the present participle of main verb base plus ing, verb plus ing form. It means the actions which are started long ago back, but the actions still which are in continued progress. అంటే ఎప్పుడు మొదలై అప్పటికి కూడా జరుగుతూ ఉన్నటువంటి టెన్సెస్ని ప్రజెంట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ కంటిన్యూస్ అంటాం. కమ్ టు ఎగ్జాంపుల్: సబ్జెక్ట్ ప్లస్ హ్యావ్ ఆర్ హ్యాస్ ప్లస్ బీన్ ప్లస్ వర్బ్ ప్లస్ ఇంగ్ ఫార్మ్. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఫర్ దిస్ వన్, ఐ హ్యావ్ బీన్ వర్కింగ్ ఇన్ దిస్ institution since September 9th, 2017. I have been living in this city for last 4 years. So here I used since and for in these tenses. Since means it is a specific time, and for means unspecific time. Unspecific time means a stipulation period. Now come to past perfect. The past perfect refers to a time earlier than before now. It used to make it clear that one event happened before another in the past. The past perfect refers to a time earlier than before now. It is used to make it clear that one event happened before another in the past. It does not matter which event is mentioned first. The tense makes it clear which one happened first. The past perfect tense in English is composed of two parts: the past tense of the verb to have or had place the past participle of the main verb means verb 3 form means గతంలో ఒక పని జరిగిపోయింది కానీ అంతకంటే ముందు ఇంకో పని జరిగిపోయింది ఇట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ద పాస్ట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ వన్ యాక్షన్ కంప్లీటెడ్ బిఫోర్ అనదర్ యాక్షన్ కంప్లీటెడ్ సో దట్ ఈస్ పాస్ట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ నౌ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఫర్ దిస్ వన్ పాజిటివ్ సెంటెన్స్ స్ట్రక్చర్ subject place had place v3 place object subject place had place v3 plus object when we arrived the film had started when we arrived the film had started we had supported that party before that we had supported that party before that they had developed the project before that they had developed that project before that the negative sentence structure of past perfect tense negative sentence structure of past perfect tense subject plus had plus not plus verb 3 form plus object infinitive without to these are some examples we had not supported that party before that we had not supported that party before that they had not developed that project before that so now come to interrogative sentence of past perfect interrogative sentence of past perfect here the sentence structure is had plus subject plus v3 had plus subject plus v3 had she visited had we supported that party before that had they developed the project before that so like that these are examples for interrogative sentence here interrogative negative sentence also there had not we supported that party had not they developed the project before that this is also called as a interrogative negative sentence also is there now come to past perfect continuous tense past perfect continuous tense now it indicates past perfect continuous tense indicates a continuous the past perfect continuous correspondence to the present perfect continuous but with reference to time earlier than before now as with the present perfect continuous we are more interested in the process the form is also used in a reported speech we are more interested in the process this form is also used in reported speech it is the equivalent of the past continuous and the present perfect continuous is direct speech the past perfect continuous is composed of two elements the past perfect of the verb to be had been the present participle that is base plus ing form so past perfect means action started on long back and continue in the past tense also that is subject plus had been plus verb form in plus ing form verb ing form so here verb ing form means examples I had been watching television at the time they had been developing the project at the time so these are the example for past perfect continuous tense just I will give sir simple one or two more examples for the out of all these 6 tenses I will give some examples and first I will give the fill in the blanks then I will explain the answer for that one so it was warm so I dash off my coat here verb is take it was warm so I dash off my coat verb is take what is the verb form to complete the correct meaning sentences here in the first C it was warm is there was means past tense so take is there take v2 is took take took taken the answer is so I took off my coat next one I knew Arshit was very busy so I dash her verb is disturb I knew Arshit was very busy I knew is the v2 means past tense no knew so here disturb is there here correct verb form is disturbed so I disturbed her I was very tired so go to bed early. Verb is go. I went to bed early. The bed was very uncomfortable. I dash very well. I slept very well. So like this, so many examples are there. So means we have to use V to past tense and past tense while reporting on past incident. Reporting on past incident is there. So that's why just briefly we discussed the past tenses, which tenses we will use in reporting on past incidents. Just I will read one incident. After that, I will ask some questions. Be careful, listen, be careful. That is also. Read the paragraph and answer the questions given below. Vishakhapatnam, first Indian city directly hit by cyclone Hudhud. Vishakhapatnam, first Indian city directly hit by cyclone Hudhud. This is the topic. NASA Aqua satellite tracked the cyclone days prior to the event, as even the Indian Meteorological Department issued a bulletin on October 8th at 8 am, warming a deep depression over North Andaman Sea and adjoining Southeast Bay of Bengal. A cyclone alert was issued for Andaman and Nicobar Islands and pre-cyclone watch for North Andhra Pradesh and Odisha coast. However, by 12 noon, it was described as cyclonic storm, being given the name Hudhud, and a cyclone alert was issued for northern coastal Andhra Pradesh and South Odisha coast. For a cyclone to be described as catastrophic, the wind speed is more than 249 km per hour. Cyclone Hudhud was said to have reached more than 210 km per hour, which puts it just in the extreme category. Generally, cyclones that develop in the Bay of Bengal hit the Odisha coast, followed by Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and West Bengal in that order. First is hit the Odisha coast, followed by Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, then West Bengal in that order. Similarly, cyclones formed in Arabian Sea, mostly hit Gujarat, followed by countries such as Oman, Pakistan, and Indian states like Maharashtra and Kerala, all the same time in Andhra Pradesh. The highest number of cyclones target Nellore and Krishna in Andhra Pradesh. The highest number of cyclones target Nellore and Krishna districts, followed by East Godavari and Srikakulam. Hudhud removed the misconception that Vishakhapatnam is safe from cyclones. The damage caused by the cyclone Hudhud not only changed. The damage caused by cyclone Hudhud not only changed the landscape of the port city, but also made it the first city of the country to be directly hit by a cyclone since 1891. Cyclone Hudhud ran over a green city like Vishakhapatnam, which was never hit by cyclones. Hudhud not only emerged as first high intensity cyclonic storm in 2014 to make landfall at wind spreads of 206 km per hour, but also the third largest intensity cyclonic storm out of the 515 cyclonic storms that developed in either in the Bay of Bengal or Arabian Sea since 1891. So you see, in this paragraph completely we used the already whatever the discussed tenses only, 6 tenses only. You see, come to the first paragraph in the first line. So, NASA Aqua satellite tracked, this is a V2, cyclone days prior to the event, as even the Indian Meteorological Department issued a bulletin on October 8th at 8 a.m., warming a deep depression over the North Andaman Sea and adjoining South India Bay of Bengal. A cyclone alert was issued for Andaman and Nicobar Islands and peace cyclone watch for the North Andaman Odisha coast. However, by 12 noon, it was described as cyclonic storm given in the name of Hudhud, and a cyclone alert was issued. North coastal Andhra Pradesh and South Odisha coast for a cyclone to be described. Catastrophic, the wind speed is to be more than 249 kilometers. Cyclone Hudhud was said to have reached present perfect tense more than 210 kilometers, which puts it just in the extreme category. Come to second paragraph. Generally, cyclones that develop in the Bay of Bengal hit the Odisha coast, followed by Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and West Bengal in that order. Similarly, cyclones formed in the Arabian Sea mostly hit Gujarat, followed again by countries such as Oman, Pakistan, and Indian states like Maharashtra and Kerala. At the same time, in Andhra Pradesh, the highest number of cyclones target Nellore, Krishna districts, followed by East Godavari and Srikakulam. Hudhud removed means V2, removed. Misconception that Vishakhapatnam is the safe form of cyclone. The damage caused by the cyclone Hudhud not only changed the landscape of the port city, and but also made in the first city to country to be directly hit by the cyclone since 1891. Cyclone Hudhud emerged as the first high-intensity cyclone storm in 2014 to make landfall at wind speed of 206 km per hour. But also a third highest intensity cyclonic storm. But out of the 515 cyclonic storms that developed in either the Bay of Bengal or Arabian Sea since 1891. So here some of the questions are there. We will work out of from the above said paragraph. Whether NASA predicted the cyclone? Yes, NASA predicted the cyclone. What is the name of the cyclone? Hudhud is the name of the cyclone. What is the first city in the country directly hit by a cyclone since 1891? Is Vishakhapatnam. Generally, cyclones developed in Bay of Bengal hit which states? The first hits in Odisha, followed by Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, next West Bengal. What is the wind speed of the catastrophic cyclone? 249 km per hour. Have you witnessed this type of incident anywhere? No. Is there any chance to similar threat to Vishakhapatnam? Is there any chance to similar threat to Vishakhapatnam? Yes, there is a threat is there. With which speed of the wind struck Vishakhapatnam? 206 km per hour. The highest number of the cyclone target which districts in Andhra Pradesh? Prakasham and Nellore, followed by East Godavari, and Srikakulam. Whether any alert issued prior to the cyclone by NASA or EMD? Yes, pre-cyclone alert was issued. Now come to here. So this is a report on past incidents. So totally what we learned from this paragraph means it is necessary to write report on past incident to prevent in future similar occurrences, and it is a system will develop to prevent similar future actions. And at the same time, reason. Now come to here some floods just in few days back, 1 month back, no, just few days back, there was a severe Mumbai floods were there in 2020. Just I will give some clues to you. Based on the clues, you have to write a report on the Mumbai floods. So it is an heading is massive flooding and destruction after heavy rain, strong winds batter Mumbai. Breaking its all-time record of the highest 24 hours rain in August, the Colaba Observatory recorded 293.8 millimeter rain ending at 8:30 pm on Wednesday. Highest in 46 years. The Colaba Observatory was set up in 1841, while the archive data is available from 1974. These are some clues, key points I am giving, and then you have to write a report on this incident. Strong winds reaching up to 100 km per hour and heavy rain continued to lash Mumbai and the Mumbai metropolitan region, uprooting trees, damaging cranes and tearing down hoardings and awnings. For the second day running, Mumbai received heavy rain. Here also received heavy rain, surpassing the annual seasonal average rain of 2,260.4 millimeter. Within 2 months and 5 days of the monsoon, Mumbai has so far received 2,319.7 millimeter rain. So this is so far rained. The average rain is 2,260.4 millimeter, but within the 5 days the Mumbai has so far received 2,031.7 millimeter rain. Okay, next one. The highest in-city rain and thunder accompanied by high-speed winds reaching up to 70 km per hour, occasionally gusting over 100 km per hour, witnessed in South Mumbai on Wednesday evening. This wind speed is equivalent to the post-landfall effect of severe cyclonic storm Nisarga, 9200 km per hour, which was recorded in Mumbai on June 3rd, So the heavy rain and high-speed winds caused flooding and massive damage in South Mumbai on Wednesday afternoon. While no injuries were reported, over 100 trees were uprooted. The intensity of the winds also led to a collapse of the 3 of the 9 cranes at the Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust in Navi Mumbai, which are used to move goods from the cargo ships. The Mumbai Art Deco Heritage Building located near Oval Medan were also flooded. Areas like Fort, Churchgate, Marine Drive, Girgam, Beach Candy, Pedder Road, Haji Hali reported waterlogging. Many of these areas have also witnessed electricity supply disruption. Hospitals in South Mumbai were also affected with water entering in the casualty ward of JJ Hospital, while heavy rains damaged part of the Jaslak Hospital building. According to the BMC, 140 trees were uprooted, of the which 112 were from Island City. Rain also disturbed train services due to waterlogging on tracks between CM Chhatrapati Shivaji Metro Terminal and Masjid railway stations. About 200 passengers were stranded inside 2 trains near Masjid Bandar railway station on Wednesday evening. As heavy rain caused flooding in tracks, the passengers were evacuated through an inflatable rubber boat by the National Disaster Response Force. About 200 passengers from trains stuck due to waterlogging were rescued safely. On the western line, a tree fell on overhead wire causing a spark at Charni Road, which led to disruption in services. As per the 24 hours forecast issued at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, heavy to very heavy rain is very likely in Mumbai city and suburbs with possibility of extremely heavy rain and at isolated places. These are some key points. Okay, you have to write a report on this incident, Mumbai floods 2020. Thank you one and all.